Today I have 10 stunning date night fragrances and they're all under $100. So let's jump into it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing well. My name is Ty and here I primarily talk about fragrances, but we also sprinkle in some fashion and lifestyle content as well. So all about helping you show up as your best self by looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. Y'all know the vibes, man. So do me a favor if you're interested in those type of videos. Subscribe below for weekly fashion and fragrance content. Then make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified anytime I post any new videos. Okay, let's get things started with an honorable mention before we jump into the actual list. And this one is definitely a banger, but it's talked about a lot, so let's save that spot for another fragrance. But the honorable mention goes to Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Y'all, I talk about this one all the time. I'm sure you've heard or smelled it by now, but essentially a great vanilla fragrance, y'all. Has some benzoin in the dry down, so some additional warmth and sweetness. And you get the slightest smoky touch from some incense that's in here, but all in all, a very warm, cozy, inviting vanilla fragrance. I always say this one just is so cozy, y'all. Perfect for date night. It's an EDT, but it has really good staying power, and you can usually pick this one up for around 50 or sometimes even less than 50 bucks, but usually no more than that $50 price point. So honorable mention, definitely a banger, great for date night. Club Black. Okay, let's jump into the actual list. We'll get things kicked off with one from Armani. It's Stronger With You, but it might not be the one you're thinking of. This one's Stronger With You Amber, and man oh man, y'all, I'm glad this one is a little bit, easier to access and get now. I've seen it in department stores, which I think is great, because originally it was an exclusive release, so you can only pick it up through discounters, which is what I did a while back. But this one here, y'all, it takes that Stronger With You DNA that we love, the vanilla, the slight chestnut vibe, a little bit of spice, and it adds amber to it. I love amber fragrances, so this instantly became my favorite from the entire line. I think this one is amazing, y'all. It's warm, it's rich, slightly sweet, but not too sweet, right? So I think that's kind of the main difference between this and some of the others is still has some sweetness, but it also has this slight, refined feel. It feels very put together, and it's just warm, rich, cozy, everything you want in a date night fragrance. And you can still pick this one up on discounters in a 50 ml size for around 80 bucks. So I would highly recommend this one, y'all, if you haven't checked it out yet and you want a Stronger With You that maybe pulls back a little bit on the sweetness but still is very warm and rich. Check out Stronger With You Amber. Okay, next up we have what has quickly become one of my favorite niche fragrances for date night. That's right, we got a niche fragrance on this list. Comes from Essential Parfums, and it's Divine Vanille. And y'all, if you like Parfums de Marly Harrod, might want to get your nose on this because it is very similar. And it was actually created by the same perfumer, y'all. So you get that cinnamon, so you get some spiciness, but you also get hefty dose of vanilla, some tobacco, some dried fruit. A very, warm, rich, slightly sweet, and that's a masculine take on a vanilla fragrance, right? Again, that spiciness, the tobacco that's in here, I feel like it gives it a nice little masculine edge, but overall, still a very unisex and wearable fragrance. And y'all, I love this one for date night because it lasts on skin easily 6-7+ hours, and it projects, as I say, it's a little bit more moderate, so it's a little closer to skin. It isn't beast mode, but I think that's ideal for date night, y'all. You don't want anything that's punching out too strong and offends someone before you even get a chance to know, right? So great fragrance for date night. Again, warm, slightly spicy, vanilla. Can't beat it. And the price makes it that much better. This one retails for $96, so you can pick it up on Essential Parfums website for that price. But you can also sometimes find it floating around on discounters. So highly recommend our niche pick from the list, Divine Vanille. Okay, next up we have a sleeper from Valentino, and it's Born in Roma Uomo Yellow Dream. Y'all, this one isn't talked about enough. My favorite from the Born in Roma Uomo line. Know there's some bangers in there, but this is my personal favorite because it's a little different than the rest, y'all. So it opens up, you get this fruitiness, get pineapple, some mandarin orange, but dry down, that's where it gets really interesting and when I really start to love it, because you get this hefty dose of vanilla. So you get those fruity notes, get the vanilla going, and then you get this nice spice. You get some ginger, so it's kind of a fresh spice at first, but then you get a gingerbread note that's almost like a cinnamon cookie vibe. Y'all, telling you, one of my favorites for date night, especially warmer weather dates, because I know that can be a little tricky, when you're going out on a date and it's hot, or during the summer. But Think this one works especially well in those situations, but can wear it year round for date nights. Can also pick it up for usually less than 80 bucks on a discounter, so at that price, y'all, I'm telling you, if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend you check this one out. Born in Roma Uomo Yellow Drink. One of my all-time favorite date night fragrances for under $50, y'all. I don't know how this is less than 50 bucks, but Ferragamo's Uomo, y'all. It's warm, it's slightly spicy, it's sweet, it has a tiramisu note in here, so it's a little interesting, right? It definitely smells like a dessert. I always say this one smells like a cinnamon, coffee cake with some vanilla or something, right? So it's kind of warm, it's kind of sweet, it's kind of spicy, but it doesn't do anything in excess, right? Like it's not an overdose of sweetness or spice. Blend it very well, and it just comes across as a very inviting and pleasant fragrance. Y'all, great for date night. Really good performance, especially to be an EDT. I think this is an EDT. Might be an EDP. I'm not sure. But either way, for the price, y'all, again, you can usually pick this one up for around $30 or $40 on the discounters. If you don't have it in your collection and you like warmer, sweeter fragrances, highly suggest you check this one out. Ferragamo Uomo. Okay, y'all, this next one is a new one in my collection. Definitely slept on it, but y'all, I'm already starting to fall in love with it. From Paris Corner, this is Rifaqaat. And this is their clone of YSL's Baby Cat. And y'all, I haven't smelled the original yet. I plan to soon, but this one here, if the original smells anything like this, or if this smells anything like the original, I might need to pick up a bottle of the original just because it's that good, y'all. A masculine take on a vanilla fragrance. I think that's the simplest way to put it, because it's rather linear, at least on my skin. So when you spray it on, it kind of stays the same throughout, but all about this vanilla that you get in here. You also get a slight spice, and then you get some suede or almost like a leather feel, a slight textured feel to it, right? One that won't be for everyone. I know some people say this smells like a tire or burnt rubber to them. Not at all the case for me. To me, this is a very masculine vanilla fragrance that I absolutely love and think is great for date nights, especially in a cooler and colder weather. So fall and winter time, y'all, looking for a vanilla fragrance that has a little kick to it, under 50 bucks, check out Rifaqaat. All right, this one is one of the very few situations where I prefer the clone over the original. I'm not saying it's better, but I truly prefer it over the original. And this one is Haramain's Amber Oud Dubai Night, a clone of Montal's Arabian's Tonka. So Arabian's Tonka, to me, it's just too much. It's very strong, it's very sweet, it's very loud, it's in your face, and it smells good, but something in there, it's just a little too much for me. It's a little cloying. This one here takes that same DNA, so you kind of get that rose, you get that, ambery, vanilla, tonka bean sweetness, right? A little bit of oud in here as well, but it has a little more freshness in the opening, right? I think there's some citruses or something that this one opens up with, and all in all, it's just a little more smooth, a little more refined. I don't know how to put it, but I definitely enjoy wearing this one much more than I did the original. But this one still does pack a punch. You still get, you easily kind of 7-8+ hours longevity with a really good projection for the first couple hours. And this one is just a very, romantic kind of sensual fragrance. Again, you have that rose in there, but you also have some sweetness to it too. So I think this one is absolutely great for date nights, y'all. And another one that you can find for around that $50 price point that I think is an absolute steal. So check this one out if you haven't already. Amber Oud Dubai Night. Okay, this next one comes from a clone house that isn't talked about much anymore. It's Parfums Vintage, and this is called Splendiferous Supreme. This is their clone of Kilian's Angel Share, and y'all, this is the best one I've smelled hands down, and I've smelled a lot of them. And the only drawback literally is the price. I think this one retails for around 90 bucks. So for a clone, it is on the more expensive side, but I think it's worth it, especially if you're looking at something as more of a replacement of, the original. Though I don't think any, interpretation will ever replace the original, but that's kind of how you're looking at it. You don't mind spending a little bit more. Would highly, recommend that you check this one out, because from the quality to the performance, this one lasts for days on skin, to the actual smell and kind of closeness to the original. This one, really shines, y'all. And again, the performance is through the roof. It projects like crazy. Amazing for date night. You only need a couple sprays, and it's going to give you that warm, boozy, slightly spicy, you know, sweeter on the dry down, which you get with the original, right? So highly recommend this one, y'all. Under 100 bucks. It's an absolute banger. Splendiferous Supreme. Okay, just a few fragrances remaining, y'all, and this next one comes from Maison Margiela. It's Jazz Club. Just one of the absolute classics, y'all. I've always loved this fragrance. This is actually a newer bottle I just picked up. But this one is warm, it's boozy, it's slightly sweet as it dries down, almost gives like this vanilla vibe, but man, this one is so good, y'all. It literally transports you to, you know, like a jazz club, right? It gives you that, again, that boozy, slightly smoky, but warm and sweet as it dries down. Such a stunning fragrance, and for the price, I think it only makes it that much better. You can pick this one up on discounters for usually around $80 or $90, and I think it's a staple to have in any collection, but again, has to be something that you're into or that you enjoy. But if you like warm, boozy, slightly sweet fragrances, again, something that's slightly outside of the box, but it's still going to be very warm and welcoming, highly recommend you check out Jazz Club. Okay, we're going to Joe Milano for this next one, and it's going to be Game of Spades Royale, which is their clone of Bond No. 9's Tribeca, y'all. And this one here, you want something that's a little different than the norm, I would say definitely check this one out because it leans more unisex. Some may even say feminine. I always just say, you know, rock what you want, rock what smells good to you, but I'd say this one is definitely kind of more on the unisex line because you get some floral notes in here, but then you also get this kind of warm, creamy sweetness. There's caramel in this one. You also get some hazelnut, so it's a slight nutty vibe, but all in all, y'all, a stunning date night fragrance that has amazing performance. You want something that's going to project and last on your skin, you know, literally all night and probably to the next day. This is going to be the pick. And again, one that is a little bit different, a little bit outside the box, but women absolutely love this one. Again, probably because it teeters that line on being unisex a bit, but perfect for date nights, y'all. Performs like a beast. Can find her for around 60 bucks. Check out Joe Milano's Game of Spades Royale. And last but not least, y'all, one of the best date night fragrances, period, but especially for under $100, it's the King. Dolce Gabbana's The One EDP, y'all. I love this one. I've always loved this one. I don't know how many bottles I've went through at this point, but it just does everything right. Starts off with the slightest freshness. You get some citruses, but then goes into this nice kind of warm, light spice. As it continues to dry down, you get this ambery sort of vanilla feel, so it gets a little sweeter, but not too sweet. You almost get like a tobacco vibe as well, something that's just balancing the sweetness, and y'all, just smells absolutely amazing. The only knock that some people may have is the performance, but I say at this price point, you can pick this one up for around 60 bucks for 100 ml. Spray a little heavier if you need to, but for me, I think it's perfect for date night, the performance. So you're going to get at least 4 to 5 plus hours of longevity, decent projection for the time that you're wearing it, and to me, that's perfect. It's going to, you know, get the job done, get you through the night or through the evening for the date. It's not going to, you know, be too loud to offend anyone, but as people get closer, they're definitely going to smell and enjoy it. And women have always loved this one on me, and I absolutely enjoy it as well. So finishing with a banger, it's Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found this video valuable, and then leave me a comment below. Let me know what are some of your favorite date night fragrances for under $100.